Hello, friends. Ghost Pepper, thank you for 17 months. Plus, 20 years. Vinyl, hello. Enjoy your lurk. I hope you're doing well. Rune Wolf, how are you? Handsome dude named Kyle. That rhymes with vinyl. Yeah, Ghost Pepper is here. He has the day off today. Neo, how's it going? What is up? Nice with the Comf emote. Comf, another one of my favorite productivity streamers. Way more productive than me. Who is Ghost Pepper? I think you know, Neo. I think you know. I think the two of you are aware of each other. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my friends. What a day it has been. What a week it has been. So, you've probably noticed already. Trying something a little bit different today. Let me actually turn it down just a tad more. Trying something a little bit different today. I got this music list from our good friend Jay Chili. It is the music that he uses in the background of his streams, and I find it to be super chill. And it has a bit more variation and a little bit more of it has longer songs to it. And it's quite a long, there's 899 songs on this list. And Joe has very generously said, hey, if any of my streamer friends want to use it, go for it. So we're using his stream music list today. I just have it on random. The downside is there are a couple of songs that have lyrics in them. So if one of those pops up, I will skip it. The main reason why I didn't try this list earlier in the week is that when I'm working on my bigger projects, I actually listen to my own white noise, which reminds me, I don't actually need my iPad out today. I listen to my own white noise, and so I wouldn't be able to hear if one of those songs with lyrics popped up. My plan is to sort of, over time, build up a list of the songs that have lyrics in them so that if I see one of them pop up on our nice little thing that now pops up whenever a song changes, I can just know to skip them. But until then, if you hear a song with lyrics and I don't seem to notice, let me know. Hang on. I got a distinct chord situation here. Here we go. So yeah, just let me know if you hear any songs with lyrics that I don't seem aware of, and I will skip them. Oh my goodness, I just got an interesting tweet from one of our friends. Can't talk about that on stream. I'm doing pretty good, Neo. It's Friday. I am feeling pretty good. I got a lot done this week. I did a lot of exercise this week, which is something I've been struggling to do. I don't think my routine is entirely where I need it / want it to be yet, but I think I'm getting there. Have fun with the doggo, Neo. Enjoy a nice chill walk. Today, let me actually... I always do this and then I always forget to put it back. Today, we're actually going to be working on a short for my D&D campaign. So for anyone who hasn't been here, I guess I haven't been here in a while, so I should sort of reintroduce this. I started DMing a homebrew D&D campaign back in, oh god, when did we start? Sometime late last year. The campaign is called Tales of Cryptonia. The idea behind it is that essentially, way back in the past, there was this amazing, advanced, intergalactic civilization that had taken root in a galaxy that has all of, like, the D&D stuff in it, but instead of being like separate planes, everything is separate planets. And that civilization fell to some horrible event, the details of which are mysterious and not really known. And much of their technology and magic and the way that they did things was lost. There is a galactic civilization that has risen in the ashes of this ancient civilization. The new civilization is called Ashvalerin. And in Ashvalerin, people travel between planets using a hyperspace train, which I'm super proud of, which is a mechanic in the game that makes the characters choose routes to places based on how much time they want to spend on something or how many people they want to make aware of where they're going. And it also limits them. Like, currently, the party is trying to get to a planet that is outside of the hyperspace train network. And so they have to make decisions about how they locate the coordinates of that planet and who they involve in getting there, since they can't just easily go back and forth on a train. So that's really cool and fun. And the player characters are investigating this ancient civilization, this method that they had of traveling between worlds, because it would really unlock a lot of things for Ashvalerin if they were able to find it. And that civilization has become known as Cryptonia, because everything that people have found about it is really odd and cryptic. And so as a joke, people started referring to it as Cryptonia, and it stuck. It became sort of the name. So what we have been doing over the last few weeks and months is we have been developing some of the lore for this fallen civilization, Cryptonia, and how it's like what information sort of exists from it. And these are things that will hopefully then seed into various places or various sessions in the future, so that my players can interact with them, discover them, learn more about them. And also it's just a really fun way to sort of share a personal project that isn't really meant for publication, that isn't really public or anything, on my blog. We don't stream Cryptonia because scheduling is a bit of a nightmare, and I just never wanted to add that extra layer. It's a bit different to, as my husband and I have learned this week, it's a bit different to schedule something that is just a cool hangout between friends versus something that needs a streaming time slot, that needs camera setup, that needs, all of the things that are involved in actually going live on a stream. So it's kind of a way to take a fun thing that I've been working on, that I've been developing and sharing with my friends, and share it with you guys a little bit. So we've been working on that, and today we're going to be writing another story that takes place sort of within the Cryptonian lore. The first thing that we really wrote for Cryptonia was a cool little journal that I'm hoping my players will find someday. A cool little journal that actually sort of detailed a little bit of the fall of Cryptonia and how it actually ceased to be, sort of that apocalyptic event. But since then, we have been introducing the pantheon of the Cryptonian gods, and we've been focusing mainly on 3. So we talked about the Celestial Mother, who is the creator goddess, the goddess who created the galaxy, the planets, and the people and plants and animals that populate it. So she's sort of like the creator. She's sort of at the core of the pantheon. She's sort of the mother of everybody. And the most well-known... Sorry, I need to blow my nose. The most well-known sort of universally worshipped goddess, the Celestial Mother. Your doggo's gonna get a haircut. Good luck, Runewolf. I hope your doggo enjoys I hope it's a little bit of a spa treatment. I mean, I always assumed that dogs like getting groomed. We always had long-haired dogs when I was younger. So they definitely needed it whenever they got the trim. So I hope Doggo enjoys that. But so yeah, we talked about the Celestial Mother, and we talked about the Reaper, who is the incarnation of death. So of course we have sort of the life goddess and the death goddess. The Reaper is a sort of nebulous being that appears differently to everyone based on their sort of beliefs and expectations about death. And the Reaper is seen as sort of a sympathetic figure who sort of takes us from this mortal coil and ensures that our suffering isn't eternal, is sort of how some people look at it. There's also been a little bit of an establishment that the Celestial Mother is kind of annoyed at the Reaper for constantly taking her creations out of the universe that she created. And then we talked about Agos, who is the god of war, sort of the ultimate warrior worshipped by, fighters, your hardcore barbarians, your hardcore fighter types. And he was once mortal. He was born mortal. He was elevated to divinity by the Celestial Mother in an attempt to prevent the Reaper from constantly stealing her champion. And so we've established that there's kind of this struggle going on between the Celestial Mother and the Reaper, and that Agos is sort of caught in the middle. And so as we've been developing this lore, I've been very open about the fact that currently, at the time of the campaign, the death god, the Reaper, is dead. And so because of that, certain necromantic magic has stopped working. True resurrection spells don't work anymore. Anything beyond a couple minutes after death doesn't work the way it's expected to in Dungeons and Dragons. And things like animating the dead no longer work, theoretically, according to believers, because the death god is no longer present to imbibe that magic with power. And so there's a lot of dispute over how the Reaper died and who is responsible for that. According to the Celestial Mother and her followers, and the followers of several other churches, Agos is responsible for the death of the Reaper. Many think that because he was mortal and because he was angry at the fact that the god of death was always killing his kin, he lashed out at the Reaper and slew them, and essentially to prevent death, although that hasn't happened. But the followers of Agos tell a different story. They claim that it was the Celestial Mother who was angry at the Reaper for constantly stealing her creations and constantly murdering them, and that she demanded Agos kill the Reaper on her behalf, and as her champion, his hand was forced to do so. So I thought it would be really cool to write two different versions of the story, because when you have a mythology, or even when you have a religious doctrine, it's different depending on which church you go to, which local region you're in. If you look back at ancient mythologies, because each local area had their own tradition, there are many, many different versions of different stories that sort of get amalgamated together. Even characteristics of different gods and goddesses get amalgamated together into a single. So what we think of as Aphrodite is actually a group of stories about similar goddesses that became attributed to, say, Aphrodite or Athena or whoever, because someone would visit another town and say, oh, that's a really cool story. That would make sense if our goddess had those features as well. And so I'm basically trying to create that sort of mishmash of there were hundreds of planets in this empire, and each of them had their own tradition or belief about how things came to be. And sort of over time, those stories have been sort of pushed together or chopped into pieces and recreated according to what people think suits that particular church best. And so now you have these conflicting stories. So depending on which temple you go to or which planet you're on, for instance, if you were to go to Zadius, did my camera just freeze? Hold, please. Let's see if we can fix that. Properties. I'm back! So if you were to go to Zadius, the planet that is basically devoted to Agast, sort of the center of Agast's worship, they claim quite fervently that Agast is innocent of any wrongdoing in the case of the death of the Reaper. But in many, many other places where the Celestial Mother holds sway, the image of Agast is no longer allowed to be depicted. Because he is considered to be basically an outcast or a traitor for having murdered the Death God. And for having been originally mortal and then murdering one of the true gods. So, long-winded way of saying today I'm going to try to write that story. I'm going to start with writing the Celestial Mother's perspective. So Elianath, I believe, is her name. I'm going to start with the followers of Elianath's version of the story, as to how the Reaper were killed. And then if we have time, it depends on, I don't know how long this will be. I'm trying to write them so that they feel like myths. More so than like prose or short stories, if that makes sense. They're kind of not the same style of writing that I use for, say, the shorts that are attached to my fantasy novels. So if we have time, and if it's not super long, I want to write both of them today. But if I end up just getting in the zone and it ends up turning into a whole short story, then we'll write one of them today and we'll write one of them the next time we do one of these. So yeah. Hopefully that wasn't too much rambling. We're going to be doing 20-minute sprints today, since I'm going to be actually clicky-clacking. Just make sure oops. Oh yeah, I should actually like save this file. Good thing I remembered to do that. All right. Sorry. I took a sip of coffee and my brain was just like, coffee. And for a hot second, I just actually forgot where I was or what I was doing. So I guess that's a good cup of coffee. Let us do a sprint. A sprinty sprint. Why? Listen, brain, let's do the thing. Of course, my brain just instantly froze. Hey, Marathnon, how's it going? Just getting started on the writing. What's up with you? The sky is up for you. Marathnon, how was your week? How is your weekend looking? I hope you're doing well. Keep changing my mind about whether or not I want this to be block or not. Mostly relaxing, gonna lurk down, need to clean the litter box desperately. Good luck, Marathnon! I hope it goes quickly and smoothly. Welcome back, Neo! All you really missed was me going on a long-winded conversation about what we're writing today. Thinking of learning a new language, maybe German. Good luck, Neo. I've heard good things about Duolingo from people who use it. I've never tried Duolingo, but I know some people really like it. There was someone in Toast's stream, I think, who was talking about having used it for quite some time. Does it have a free trial? Are you able to do like a month of testing it before you actually have to subscribe? Yeah, I would say check and see if the app has a trial, but I've heard good things about it. Like, I know a bunch of people who use it. Does Comf use it? Maybe ask Comf. I can't remember if she's one of the people who has mentioned using it, but I know people have mentioned using it and liking it. Welcome back, Marathon. How did it go? I hope it was quick and painless. Enjoy your lurk, Rune Wolf. I assume you're taking your doggo to get clipped. I hope he has a good haircut. Apple, hello, hello. How did your performance go yesterday? Seriously, might need to start moving. My back doesn't like me. Just like getting up and moving around. I do that more often now because I got a Fitbit and it yells at me if I don't. It went really well. Apple, I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome. Are you off for the day? Is it holiday for you? I know Ghost Pepper is off today because it's Good Friday, but I also know not everybody celebrates Easter, so... Still teach later today? Well, good luck. I hope it goes smoothly. I obviously am not taking today off either. As you can see, I'm here tippy-tap typing away. Was facing downwards, rising up a bit, let's say odd with the pain. Oh no, Marathon, I pulled a muscle in my back the other day. I think it was when I was like sitting on my bike, my exercise bike, weirdly. So I feel you. Sometimes you just hit an age where you're like, oh, I bent over and now everything hurts. But more movement can hopefully definitely help with that. That's what I'm trying to do. Although I am feeling the ache of a week of exercise when I haven't exercised regularly in months. I'm only 21. I mean, it's a good time to start taking care of your body, Marathon, because it only gets worse. I shouldn't say that. Tupper Hunter, hey, how's it going? How are you? I shouldn't say that, but the sooner you start taking care of your body, the better. Let's just say that. I'm doing pretty good. Pulled a muscle in my back earlier in the week and feeling the ache of having exercised for the first time in months, but doing pretty good. You remember when I said I was 30? Well, for months I thought I was 30, but my mother reminded me that I'm 29. Listen, Neo, I thought I was 38 for a while too, and then Ghost Pepper reminded me that I'm only 37. It happens. It's hard to remember. I feel like once you hit like 25, you're just like, whatever. My age is whatever. Glad to hear it. No, it's a good thing, Tupper Hunter. I mean, I didn't like super hurt myself or anything. But I'm trying to exercise more. I'm trying to get back into the habit. And it's just, you know, when you haven't exercised for a while and your body isn't used to it, you get that like achy feeling because you're essentially damaging your muscles and rebuilding them, right? So it's not a bad thing. 26, Apple, so young. So, 26 for the past 5 years. I gotcha. I tell you guys a story when the sprint timer runs out. Amy Coffee, hey, hanging out, muted for work, but I believe in all of you. Keep kicking butt. So here's a story. Pie, hello. Here's a story for you, Apple and everybody else. So while we were in Ontario, we were visiting Ghost Pepper's family, his mom and dad and his brother. And back at Christmas, when we were originally trying to do the trip, his mother had arranged for us to go and see a stage show, but we weren't able to get there because our flight was snowed out. So they have some good friends that live down the street they took with them instead. But so this time she wanted to do a stage show because she wanted us to get to go see something. But there weren't any plays or anything that she felt we would really be able to see. So we ended up getting tickets to a comedy show at a casino that's about an hour away from where they live. And Ghost family lives in Ontario. Yes, they do. Good luck zeroing in because Ontario is quite large. But so we went to see a comedy show. It was Brent Butt and Sean Majumder, who are comedians that we personally quite enjoy. Got sucked down a troubleshooting wormhole. Ghost Pepper, what are you troubleshooting? Did you get it sorted out or do you still need help? We can ask the Internet Hive Mind if you'd like. Valheim. Squanchy might be the best one to help you with that. But I'm sorry to hear that is giving you trouble. So yeah, we went to see this comedy show. It was at a casino. We really enjoyed it. We find both Brent Butt and Sean Majumder to be very funny. Both of their routines were quite different compared to each other, but I laughed to tears through both of them. So we had a great time. But when we went to go into the casino, the way they had it set up was that you had to basically, to get to the theater, you had to walk through the casino because they want you to go into the casino beforehand. You had to walk out through the casino too, right? So they want you to stop and play some of the machines or whatever. And there was a security guy in front of the door to get into the casino whose job is to make sure that everyone who's entering is of gambling age. And so he looked at me. I'm 37, guys. He looked at me and asked for ID, which very flattered. Very flattered to, at 37, be carded entering a casino. But it was funny because he pointed, like, I was standing next to Ghost's mom, and so he pointed at me and he was like, I'm gonna need to see some ID. And Ghost's mom was like, me? Do you need to see my ID? And no word of a lie, the security guard looked at her and he was like, ma'am, I'm professionally trained. I can tell that your age, last birthday, 22, correct? And we just were uproariously laughing. So when Apple said 26 for the last 5 years, I was like, yep. But I was very pleasantly amused that I guess I look young enough that he thought I might not be old enough to gamble. Pour some cold water on your left hand while singing Ring Around the Rosie. There you go, Ghost Pepper. That should solve all your problems. Only did 598 words that sprint. I did get off to a little bit of a rough start here. I'm not entirely sure this has ended up going the way that I expected it to go, but it's happening. I have to remember that I'm not writing every day right now. I'm editing, so switching over into writing brain, I'm a little bit slower than I usually am. It's some Piecraft, like witchcraft, but more fun. There you go. I'm sure Piecraft will save the day. I did see that Sloth Siren had mentioned wanting to get the Valheim server back up and running, so hopefully you guys can get that sorted out. I don't know anything about Valheim or running a server, so I can't help at all. Oh, I just saw your messages in Discord. What a saga. Angel Faye, hello, how's it going? What's up? How is your writing going? Oh yeah, oh gosh, I need to remember to log my words. Goodness me. For anyone who's lurking who is doing Game of Tomes, Tourney of Tales this month, you can report in this stream, as I've just remembered to do. I'm on chapter 5 now. Nice! Angel Faye, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. I've been seeing you lurk around in some of the Game of Tomes streams, so I hope your words have been going well. I'm probably going to take a quick break here I need to reheat my coffee for sure, but to also get up and move, as we were mentioning before. On Act 2, that's awesome! Did you start at the beginning of the month? Is this like a Camp Nano project, or did you just you started a little while ago and just kept going? Let's do a stretch for Pi. Stretch when I get up. Well, I'll stretch a little bit now, but I promise I will stretch more when I get up, for sure. Started on April 1st. That's awesome. You're already on chapter 5 and Act 2? That's great. Man, I cannot believe we're a week into April already. The last, 4 weeks have been just a complete whirlwind for me. That's what happens whenever, we travel, is, I have this whirlwind of stuff to do before we go, because I don't want to come home to having a bunch of stuff to do, and then I have to, get back into the routine after, and it's just so weird. Currently, I wrote 7,252 words out of my 25k goal. That's awesome! Angel Faye, that's an amazing start! Alright. Pi wants me to stretch. My Fitbit wants me to walk. I'm gonna get up for a few minutes. You should do the same. Get up, walk around, grab yourself something to drink. Take your meds if you need to. I took mine this morning. Did I say grab a drink? Grab a drink, grab some food if you need it. All the things. Take care of yourself, and I'll be back. It's been a month and I'm at 2 pages. I'm at page 2 already. I'm a pretty fast reader. Pi, you're so sweet. I'll be back in a second. Welcome back, Daz. Hello, hello. How's it going? Welcome in, streamer gone. Time to riot. Pi, we're not that energetic a stream here. We're super chill. But if you would like me to create a command that pops up some emotes for that, I can certainly do that. Thank you for the welcome. How are your words going, Daz? I lost my hand socks. There they are. Oops. Ooh, okay. What's this one called? Invaders of Nine. Let me write that down. So that in the future, I remember to just skip that one. $8,134 words. Nice, Daz. That's awesome. Hey, slow and steady is the best way to do it sometimes. Man, I walked down to say hey to Ghost Pepper, partially so I could get my steps in, because I gotta appease the little man in my Fitbit, because I only get up once an hour. And he's just furiously leaned over the laptop that contains the Valheim server, like trying to figure out how to get it to work. Poor guy. Oh my goodness. Hope to be an affiliate soon. It's so hard to be one on Twitch. How many more, like, what are the requirements that you're looking to fulfill, Angel Faye? Do you need, is it the follower one that you need? Is it just the number of streams? Let me know. Let's do a shout out, actually. I mean, if you're already at 50, it won't necessarily give you the bump, but check out Angel Faye, a fellow writer and a cool person to hang out with and chill and get some words in, and help her get to affiliate. I'm here to bring chaos because I'm feeling pretty well today. I'm glad to hear that, Pi. So I'm back to chaos. 124? That's awesome! Yeah, have the shout out either way. Is it just the timing? Is it like, do you need to have the, like, 7 streams in the specific amount of time? Or is it, like, the average viewers? Hopefully the more followers you have, the more people will see that you're streaming and come hang out so you can get the average viewership. I found that was the hardest one because you have to have a certain number of hours at a certain number of average viewers, and that was the most challenging one for me. The days streamed in viewers. Yeah, that's the toughest one. I would say just keep posting on the Discord, and if you're in other people's Discords who don't mind you posting, post when you go live. Let people know that you're making the push for affiliate, and hopefully, partially it's just about letting people know when you're going to be on. I know I had a couple of people who were, who kind of wanted to see me get affiliate, who were willing to, like, come in and lurk during my early affiliate push streams. And some of them have stuck around to this day, which I super appreciate. But it is hard. It does take a little bit of coordination sometimes to get the number of people on. 3 days out of 7, almost half. I know our friend Wolf, it was the same. Getting the number of streams to hit affiliate was like his biggest thing, and then he hit affiliate and he streamed like twice since then. Average viewers is the hardest for sure. The most I had was 2 average. Yeah, I think you only need like 2 or 3 average, but still it can be hard, especially when you only have a handful of followers, right? I certainly never even thought I would hit affiliate. I kind of had this perception that I would start streaming and it would just be me talking to the void. So I'm extremely grateful. I don't honestly remember. Pi, you might be right. It's 7 now? Was it always? I don't remember it being that many. Let me see. No, okay, so according to this, it says you have to stream for 8 hours, stream on 7 different days, and have an average of 3 viewers. So, I don't know how long you have to have the average of 3 viewers for. But unless their help frequently ask questions thing is incorrect, it's only an average of 3. Still, like, it does require a little bit of coordination. I know I stressed out about that when I was trying to get the affiliate. 2.82? Where's the 0.82 viewer? Where's the 82% of a viewer coming from? Oh my goodness, that's kind of hilarious. Daz, thank you for the 314 words for Sarapada. I hope... Oh! That is one-winged angel right there. I haven't heard that song in a long time. But yeah, Angel Faye, be sure to post when you are going live, and I'll try to stop by. I know that your time zone is like way opposite mine, so I feel like a lot of the times I wake up, see that you had streamed, and you're not, like, you're offline by the time I get there, which I feel bad. But we certainly don't mind you posting when you're going live. Yeah, for sure. Post in the Discord. Hopefully I'll be awake at the right time. To be able to stop by and give you a lurk. And yeah, you'll get there. You will get there. It takes some time, but you'll definitely get there. We'll get you that, like, extra 15% of a person somehow. All right, let's do another sprint. Oh no, poor Ghost Pepper has just posted again that he's having so much trouble with this Ballline server. I will cross my fingers and toes for you, Angel Faye, 100%. But I have faith you'll get there. At one point, I was 7 followers away from 200 followers achievement, but went down by 100 because I had to make a ticket because I was follow botted. Oh no, Pie, that sucks. I know that happened to Ghost Pepper once too, though. He had a bunch of he had a night where he got a bunch of follows, but like half of them were bots. And he has this auto thing that he runs from time to time that like blocks like it auto blocks known bots. So he was very, very frustrated with that. I've lost my writing timer. There it is. Let's do the clicky clackin'. It was before I even streamed for the first time. Oh no. I had several followers before I streamed for the first time too, because people were like, when are you gonna stream? And I was like, people don't want to see me stream, and apparently y'all do because you're here. There was a time I streamed every day for almost 2 months, but just made my average views go down more. Oh no, Pie! I think you can't always trust the Twitch numbers. They're a little bit wonky. No, Pie, go for it. I am just not responding because I'm writing. You are free to talk about yourself as much as you want. No need to apologize. Cheshire Pope, hello! Welcome in! Happy writing to you as well if you are working on something. How you doing? I like this song. It's got some bop. Happy Easter to you as well, Pie. If should, lol, I feel you. Working on my Vela, is that something for Kindle Vela? Nice! How do you like Kindle Vela? I haven't tried it. I don't write short enough. I don't write short enough, but how do you find it? Do you like it? Write about 1,500 word chapters and polish them weekly, and the response has been good. That's awesome! Do you mind if I ask what genre you write in? I like it because it keeps me accountable for my non-co-writing projects. Nice! LGBT cozy urban fantasy. Oh, nice! That sounds delightful. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Cheshire Pope. If you'd like, you can toss a link to your Kindle profile, either here or in the Discord. And I would certainly like to check that out. I've contemplated Kindle Vela several times, but I think I'm just a little too long-winded for the chapter length that they want, unfortunately. had a thing that I wanted to say and it just evaporated out of my brain. Ooh, thank you. I've got that open. I've got that open on another tab, and I'll check that out after stream. Thank you, Cheshire Pope. Some people have some chonky chapters. Maybe I'll take a second look at it. Word max per episode is 5,000, but you'd have to consider scroll fatigue of your readers. While there may be audience for longer content, the most traction seems to be in the 1,250 to 2,250 word range. I was the host of the serial fiction show, and we interviewed a ton of authors on the platform, from newbies who found the accountability encouraging to traditional publishers who found another market and audience to share their content with. Well, I appreciate that information for sure. I just worry because I write quite long. Like the average length of my scenes tends to be in the 3,000 range. Although that is for my bigger projects, which are probably just going to go straight to books to begin with. I do have some smaller projects that I've always wondered if they would fit with Kindle Vella, so I might have to take another look at it and see, to see if they could be serialized. Because I do like the idea of Kindle Vella for sure. Because I definitely think when you're looking in Kindle Unlimited, there's a length expectation for what you're downloading there versus the idea of going in for little bite-sized chapters every week or every couple of days, whatever, in Kindle Vella. I just wrote cracking like a ship instead of cracking like a whip, and that is completely different connotations. And for me too, like cracking like a ship, instantly my brain wasn't like a sailing ship. It was like, you know, a fandom ship. So it was like, different implications there, brain. You're also allowed to convert your serials into ebook, paperback, audio after a short time. I do know that. Like once you have a certain number of chapters, you're allowed to publish them like in Kindle Unlimited and stuff. While I'm writing mine as a serial, I do plan to take it through another round of development and publish on those formats. Serial readers are super forgiving too, so for me it has been almost like an early bird fun for other formats. Thank you for letting me know all this, Cheshire Pope. I really appreciate it. I go back and forth, like I ping pong back and forth with whether or not I should go back to the idea of Kindle Vella or if I think I could make it work. And I definitely feel a lot more positive about it, hearing your experience. That's been the other thing for me, is I haven't really known anyone who's used Kindle Vella before. So for me, it's mostly just been, well, maybe I could do this, but I don't know if it would actually do anything. So I appreciate that you have so much to share about it. It's probably, I'm planning on publishing, Everyone's Child in August, so it's probably too late for that one, but I definitely have some upcoming projects that might work really well in Kindle Vella, so I think when I start those, I'll take a second look and see if I can make it work. Because I definitely feel like there's value in every type of story format and presentation and stuff, but I definitely feel like there's value in breaking things down into bite-sized chunks and just getting them out there for people to read. The downside is visibility. Amazon is bad, but if you get the right Facebook ad, then there are readers. That was the other thing I was wondering about, is I know that Kindle Vella is there, but I've never really seen it being promoted. Like, it doesn't even seem like Amazon pushes Kindle Unlimited a lot, but they don't really seem to mention Kindle Vella very often, even though they were like super hype about it when it was coming out. Also, Daz, thank you for those 693 words and for reminding me to log my words. I've got 652 for Molesca. And I have finished the first version of this story. So anyone who missed the beginning of stream, I'm basically working on a mythology for my homebrew D&D campaign. And the idea is that at some point in the past, one of the gods, Agos, the god of war, killed the Reaper, or Nith or Neith, the god of death. And as a result, necromantic magic has become wonky in the Cryptonian universe. And there are several different versions of the story of how and why this occurred. The Celestial Mother claims that Agos killed the Reaper out of wrath because the Reaper continued to essentially murder his kin as he was born mortal. And the followers of Agos claim that the Celestial Mother forced Agos as her celestial champion to murder the Reaper because she was angry that the Reaper was essentially killing her creations. So I've written the first part of the story, which is told by the Celestial Mother's followers, which is very favorable to her, about how she tried to reassure the war god that this is just the way things are. But out of wrath and out of malice for the gods, he stormed into the Reaper's Hall and essentially murdered the god of death. And now I'm going to get to write the story from Agos's perspective, from his followers' perspective, about how he thinks events went down. So I'm super excited. I love having the back and forth sort of versus thing of who's really telling the truth, which parts of each story are true and which are exaggerations and which are misunderstandings. And then basically I will just throw this at my players at some point and see how they react and how they speculate and what they think of what the lore of the universe is. I like the swapping perspectives. Yeah, it's super fun to think about it, especially with the mythology, right? Because it's not just two different versions of a story, it's two different sets of beliefs, right? So if my players go into, say, a temple of the Celestial Mother or a temple of the Reaper, they would get a certain perspective of the war god, a certain presentation of the war god, versus if they go into a temple of the war god, he's perceived completely differently, of course, by his followers, right? And so it's really fun to have. Right now in Cryptonia, there are elections happening because the council that essentially governs this galactic empire is up for re-election every 7 years. And so there's this whole political procession of people, of counselors trying to win their way into the hearts of the people so that they'll be elected. And then there's also this subtle religious politics in the background too, of who believes what, right? And certain planets worship certain deities more. And so Agas does actually have quite a large following who aren't fond of the other, god's followers being like, your god is a jerk. And so I like to build my world in layers, especially for a D&D campaign, because I can just kind of present that to my players and see how they react. And they've been very open. For the last session, I wrote a series of newscasts that were playing on the train that they were traveling on, and they were very engaged with it. They wrote down notes. They were very interested in, maybe we should go there and check that out, and this is happening over here. And it's really fun to see how you dangle a couple little breadcrumbs and your players, to see what your players are most interested in. Amazon is bad at it, but Facebook and befriending other Vela authors is where it's at. Amazon forced a bit of Vela author solidarity by ignoring us. I can definitely see that, because it did feel... I don't use Vela, but it did seem very much to me like Amazon was like, hey, we're coming out with this cool new thing that all of you can use, and it's going to be Kindle Vela, and it's going to be great. And then Kindle Vela came out, and you never heard anything about it again. I never really heard anything about it again, except for people who were, like, writing for Kindle Vela. So it was very weird that Amazon was like, get hyped, this thing is happening, and then they just kind of got up from the table and moved on. But I'm glad that the authors who are using Vela have come together and been able to help each other out, because that's very important to have a supportive community. I'll definitely take a second look at it, for sure. I would hope that they're gonna add, because they've been expanding the AMS platform on the back end. They've just done a bunch of things to make it easier to promote certain things in certain ways. So I would hope that they were going to add Kindle Vela to that, but it seems so weird that they haven't. Funny too, because Amazon dumps a decent bonus pot into Vela. Yeah! Well, and they pitched it as like... I mean, it seemed to me like they wanted people to be really excited about Kindle Vela, and they wanted authors who were already doing... Because I know I have a pen name where I write things that I don't necessarily want associated with my main author name. And I was doing short form monthly releases using Kindle Unlimited for a while, but it doesn't work as well, right? People who are reading on Kindle Unlimited, I think, want to devour a large amount of content quickly. And so something like Kindle Vela was kind of what I was looking for, was kind of perfect for the kind of fiction that I was doing. But what ended up happening was, because I was already sort of midway through a series, I just ended up switching over to longer form novels and just doing less frequent releases. And I definitely would like to look into Kindle Vela for that name, because I think it would be perfect for it. But it just is so weird for me that, like, if I want to know something about Kindle Vela, I kind of have to dig for it. Like, Amazon hasn't really been like, oh yeah, and here's an update on Vela or anything. Erotica KV is one of the strongest genres. Exactly. So, but again, I could go on at length about, I won't get on the soapbox, but I could go on at length about how Amazon pretends like they want to be wholesome and they want people to think that they don't have certain types of stuff on their platform. And so you're not allowed to advertise certain types of words or books that have certain like key features. But all you really have to do to advertise that stuff is remove all mention of it from that page. And then Amazon is perfectly happy to serve ads for those same books, just under a slightly different genre. And it's like, just be transparent. The different Amazon departments are major silos and don't talk to each other. So are like again, I could get on my soapbox and just for hours, but so are the sites. So like, I'm in Canada. If I want to send a gift like of a Kindle Unlimited book or a gift card or whatever to a friend who lives in the US, if I go and buy a gift card on Amazon.ca, I can't then give that to a friend who can use it on Amazon.com. I have to go to Amazon.com and buy it there and send it to them that way. And it was a real pain in the ass when we were living in the UK. And all of our Canadian family wanted to send us stuff because we couldn't bring anything with us on the freaking plane. And it was just this whole huge nightmare. And it's like the whole idea behind Amazon is supposed to be anywhere you go, it's easy to get stuff, but it's broken down into like these different departments and it's such a huge headache. Yeah, never market the erotica as erotica. It's romance. It drives me nuts though, because you can go, and this is not, I don't feel like this is necessarily the fault of authors. This is Amazon sort of forcing people into a hole. But go on literally any category, like go on to Galactic Empire science fiction, and you'll find erotica in the top 10 because they have to go into that category in order to advertise. And I feel like you should just be able to have ads that are served just like, we have to have our age in the account anyway. Amazon knows that I'm more than 18. Just put a limiter on there so that erotic ads are only shown to, you know, people whose age is above a certain thing, have a little checkbox on the back end, and just be transparent about what's on your site. Like, can we not live in a mature enough society to be like, yes, this thing exists. I don't want my children to see it, but it's not a huge deal otherwise. Like, I just want to scream it from the mountaintop. I have to log into Amazon UK to ship a book there. Yeah, it's so weird. Like, why can't I just go onto my home? And especially because it forces you to go, like, Amazon is geo-locked anyway, so it's a pain in the ass for me to try to go onto the Amazon.com website or the Amazon.co.uk website to begin with. Why can't I just send a gift? Why can't I just send a gift? My LGBT paranormal humor is in some queer humor category right next to 100 eroticas. Yeah, every time I go looking for comp titles for my non-pen name books, I find that. It's in every category. Maybe not equally. Like, I think, you know, if you go on epic fantasy, I think there are popular enough epic fantasies that maybe you don't notice them in the top 10, but every category is pretty much like that. And I don't blame the authors, right? They're just trying to do what's best for them. They're just trying to, you know, make money off of their work. And they're sort of being pigeonholed into doing that by Amazon because Amazon is so coy about it, right? Like, if you just submit an ad for something, because I've tried it, if you submit an ad for something that doesn't fit their wholesome barrier, they'll just be like, no. But if I went and sort of, you know, scrubbed it clean of those references that they don't like, they would serve that ad. And they would serve it under those keywords, right? Those keywords that are like no-nos have ad metrics for them. So why are we pretending? Why are we pretending that's not what it is? It is the most, and I feel like I feel like it's frustrating for everyone, not just for erotica authors. And so that can make it hard for erotica authors as well, because then they have to defend themselves to people who might be annoyed that the other categories are filled with, you know, that are competing with things that aren't necessarily what other people feel should be in that genre. And it just makes it like anything that turns authors against each other, I dislike, because we're all in this together. We should all be supporting each other. We should all have each other's back. And I definitely feel like there's this divide and conquer thing with Amazon where they're like, well, we'll just let people fight among themselves. And it's like, ugh. Anyway, like I said, I could go on for hours about, I dislike Amazon as a company. I dislike a lot of their practices. I have to use them for my career. I do primarily make most of my money from Kindle Unlimited, not gonna lie. So I feel not beholden to them, but sort of chained to them. And it's frustrating because I have to use their platform. It's you know, it's where my money is, but dang, I wish I could just scathingly tear them to shreds and be like, look, this is bullshit. But anyway, tangent aside, thank you for letting me rant, and thank you for sharing your experience with Kindle Vella, because seriously, it's gonna encourage me to take a second look at it and see if, especially with my pen name, if I can get it. And I especially think it would be, like you said, having something to do regularly and get feedback on regularly, like when you work on a project, like my big projects take 6 months to write, 6 months to edit. Like that's a lot of time to worry and wonder about, like, is anyone even going to read this? Is like, am I just wasting my time? So having that something that's bite size that you can get out there to people who can instantly like start giving you feedback or interest or whatever is very, very valuable to a writer. I'm really excited to see if the Bookshop.org ebook reader takes off, that in tandem with Kobo Unlimited coming to US and UK this week. Fingers crossed the Zon gets taken down a notch. Yes, I would love to see exclusivity. Do you know, because this is the first I'm kind of hearing about Kobo Unlimited, do you have to be exclusive for that? Or can you have your books? Because I'm hoping to go wide with a couple of my series that I think have been in Kindle Unlimited long enough that have been in Kindle Unlimited long enough to start being opened up elsewhere. And I would love to get them into Kobo Unlimited. That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm all for competition. Competition is what keeps things fresh. So fingers and toes crossed that Amazon will have to play nice. That's the thing, is that they have such a choke on so many markets that they often don't have to play nice. So if they are forced to play nice, that would be great. Finished chapter 5, Angel Faye, congrats. Thank you for those 340 words for Sauropoda. I'm sure the dinos are thrilled to have your words. I'm going to take a quick break because it has ticked over the hour. I'm going to get up and do my, I almost said my monthly steps. I'm going to get up and do my hourly steps. Take a quick stretch break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna write the tale of the Reaper's death from Agasa's perspective, which I've been excited to write for a very long time. Daz, thank you for another 582 words for Sauropoda. You're killing it today, Daz. We are at I am at 1,251 words total for stream, which is pretty good for something that's going to go on my blog. Hopefully going to write another 6 or 7 in the next sprint. I'm not sure how long this second story will be, but they're probably going to be about the same length as each other, so I'm not expecting it to be more than around 1,000. Time for internet break. Been on for 6 hours. Daz, take care. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate seeing you. And I hope the words flow for you when you come back to them. Please take care. I will be right back after taking care of myself as well. I'm back. I have appeased my Fitbit. And I heard from Ghost Pepper that he was finally able to solve his problem that he was working on. Thank goodness. Whole saga there. Let me just get settled back in and we will do another sprint. Possibly our last sprint, but we'll see. Sorry, I know it takes me a minute to get settled in. I got my blankie. I got my lumbar pillow. But I'm here. My coffee's nice and hot again. All right, fingy stretch. And let's do it. 20 more minutes on the clock. Man, it goes so fast when I've gotten so used to doing 30-minute sprints. 20 minutes feels so fast. Wizard of Loneliness? What a name! Jade Chili, hello, hello! I'm using your stream playlist today, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I like that it has a lot more variety than the one that I usually use. How are you doing, my friend? Just added some new stuff. Nice! I'm just kind of making a list of the songs that have lyrics in them so that I remember to skip them, because I don't always listen. So I just want to get in the habit of skipping them whenever they pop up. But I like it. It makes good writing mood music. I appreciate that you put it together because, like, I've never known where to look for, like, stream-safe music. It's not always an easy task. There's a few songs I keep meaning to take off that have lyrics. They're all stream safe, but I've learned since the early days that the lyric songs don't really work. Yeah, for me, I get distracted when there's lyrics in a song when I'm trying to write. So I just... But then again, there were always a few songs on my other playlist that were like that too, that just would need to be skipped. So, but yeah, I just appreciate that you've got, because I was looking, and this is quite an impressive 44 hours of of music that's stream safe. So that's pretty epic. And I've enjoyed them all so far. how many words? 932. Certainly found my stride with that one. I think I'm almost finished. Words were made. I'm really enjoying this. You know, every now and then, like, in an episode of a show, they'll do the, like, here's the story from this person's perspective and how they said, like, one thing happened, and then here's the same thing from the other person's perspective. We watched an episode of X-Files recently that was like this, where Mulder and Scully were investigating a vampire in a town. And it started with, like, how Scully saw the whole thing, and her version was basically, like, that she had to do a bunch of autopsies for Mulder, and then she just wanted to eat, so she ordered a pizza, but Mulder made her go back to the morgue, and then she realized just in time that Mulder was gonna get drugged, so she, like, rushed to save him. And then they showed Mulder's perspective, and, ooh, is this from, what's from Mega Man? Interesting. This sounds very much like a song from Fury, which I love. Cheers, Pie, for the hydrate. How's it going? I hope you're enjoying your lurk. And then it shows it from Mulder's perspective, and, like, the guy that, like, Scully thought was cute in her version of the story, he had buck teeth in Mulder's version of the story. And, like, Mulder was like, Scully didn't save me, I saved myself, and, like, all that. So it's sort of like that. I'm basically writing two exaggerated versions of a story that depict the characters in extremes, and it's really fun. I'm just really enjoying it. Still doing well, Pi? Are you playing a game? I think Marathon, was it you or Marathon who said they were playing a game? I hope you're enjoying yourself, whatever you're doing, honestly. But yeah, so I'm having a ton of fun with this. And of course, when I write a novel, I do something like this to a lesser extent, right? Sometimes when a character doesn't like another character, there is sometimes an unflattering depiction of that character in their personal narrative, right? Because as I switch perspectives for different scenes and narrate different scenes from different characters' points of view, you sometimes get a different, slightly different image of a character, whether you're in their head or somebody who's viewing them from afar. And to me, that allows me to give a more nuanced view of not just a person, but a situation. But for the most part, I'm offering the honest view of the people who are there, in order to paint the clearest version of the event, right? I am assuming that my characters aren't necessarily lying to themselves or lying to the reader. But in this case, neither of my narrators are entirely reliable. These are stories that have been exaggerated throughout time by people who essentially want to create propaganda. And so I am flat out, in some cases, lying to the reader about events, because that's how these stories would be presented in canon. And so it's really fun to just have, in one version of the story, the Celestial Mother is like, oh me, oh my champion is distraught. And in the other version of the story, it's like, the warrior is like, dang, this woman is pissed, how do I talk her down? So it's really fun to sort of have the option to do that, something I don't normally get to do when I write a novel. I'm listening. I'm glad you're listening, Pi. Also playing 5 clicker idle games at the same time, Pi. That's a lot to keep track of. I had one that I played for a while. It was Cookie Clicker. I played Cookie Clicker for a while. I never got to the end. But there was a shocking lot of substance in Cookie Clicker. Compared to what you would expect. For anyone who's never played Cookie Clicker, the idea is that you're making cookies by clicking a button. And then eventually, like, your cookies get really popular, so you start recruiting people to help you, and you can recruit, like, grannies to help you cook the cookies. Yeah, you click cookies, essentially. But there's, like, a plot. It was really weird to me that, like, somebody took the idea of clicking on a cookie-shaped button and, like, created a story around it. I don't play a lot of idle games, though, so... but that's cool. One of the first clicker games I played was Doge Clicker. Nice! I haven't heard of that one. I know that there's one, I don't know if it's specifically a clicker game, but I know there's one called Idle Champions, and one of the D&D shows that I watch regularly, High Rollers, several of the players' characters have been added to, so several of the High Rollers characters have been added. Nice! Do you have any of the High Rollers characters? I think there's, oh gosh, who all did they add? I think Sentry's in there, and Nova's in there. And I think Lucius is in there. I don't know if they ever added Quill. Killick. I don't know what they are. Sentry's a paladin. I don't know much about Idle Champions, so I don't know how it works, but Sentry's a paladin. She's like a tree lady. I got those three. You said nice! That's so cool! They're from a show that I watch on YouTube called High Rollers, and I really like the characters in the game. I've never been interested enough in Idle Champions to play it just to get the High Rollers characters. Sentry, Killick, and Nova! That's so cool! Yeah, they're in High Rollers. It's a British D&D show that runs every Sunday, and I watch the VODs on YouTube. From their campaign is called Erois. Super cool. I think it's awesome that you have them. They're in affiliation with Lucius and Ayla. Yes, those are the other characters in the show. I think they recently added a character for the DM as well, but I don't remember who it is. Because I don't think I've seen the one shot that he created the character for. But, yeah, I think it's so cool that you have them in the game. I think Sentry was the first one they added. And I think Nova or Ayla were just recently added. So cool. That's super cool. Alright. I'm almost done with this. I don't know that I need another 20 minutes to finish it, but... we may as well do another 20-minute sprint. Oh yeah, did I submit my words? I don't think I did. Oh no, I did. Okay, cool, great. Yes, 9:32. Perfect. I did. So yeah, I don't think I need another full 20 minutes to finish this, but I think we may as well do another sprint, one last sprint. I will finish this off, and then we'll check who's around, and we can raid. I also have Lucius and Ayla. There is a Dungeon Master character just called Dungeon Master. I think Mark actually created a character that's not like the Dungeon Master, but I don't know. I haven't seen the one shot where the character that they used for Idle Champions is, so I don't know who it is. So I don't know if the Dungeon Master one is specific to High Rollers, but that makes sense that they would have a Dungeon Master character. Ghost Pepper did a one shot for Winds of Chaos where he basically cracked a joke about the Dungeon Master being a creature. Alright. Reset the timer here. Well, I hope your idle games are going well, Pi. I don't know how you keep track of so many at one time, but good luck.
back to another episode of Talking Video.
Oh dang, this is the underwater music from the Mario games. I almost always miss the D&D streams. Pi, they do get uploaded to YouTube. If you are interested in watching them, they are on Flutterdie's YouTube channel. There's a playlist. So if you ever want to catch up, I know it's not quite the same as watching them live, but if you're ever interested in what they're doing, you can still watch the VODs. Can't tip DM towards evil. I mean, you could always, the next time you're in a Ghost Pepper stream, you could always ask him if you could pay in advance for a monster mutation or a wild magic surge. I'm sure he'd let you bank one. And then he always announces who donated for that particular thing when it happens. So when it came time in the VOD, you would know this was what I did. This was the chaos that I sowed into this game. I believe. I'm finished. 2,686 words total for stream. Pretty good. That's perfect length for something to go on my blog. I'm gonna let the rest of that timer run while I find somebody that we can raid. Let me just report these words here. Nice. I enjoyed that. That was fun. Thank you for hanging out, Cheshire Pope. It was really nice to meet you. Raid Starborn Striker. Thanks, Pi, but I need to go eat. Hey, a bookish obsession. Did I say that right? Yes. Hey, how's it going? I was like, is my brain inserting extra words in there, extra letters in there? How's it going? I'm actually finished with my writing, but I am gonna let the rest of the sprint run for anyone else who is working on it. But how's it going, bookish obsession? Oh my god, suddenly my tongue doesn't want to do the stuff. Let me just give a peeky peek. Eating stream? No, Pie. Look at my... Is it gonna pop up? No. My laptop spazzed out. Oh no! That was Pie's chaos. I hope you got it sorted. It always sucks when your computer's doing something you don't want it to do. The Real Salties, hello, hello. You're reading my book. Which one? I hope you're enjoying it. Sorry, I was I was tabbed out in another thing. Why didn't it didn't trigger the, oh, it's books instead of book. All of the commands that do stuff are up above there. I try to keep that up to date with everything. The End of All Things. I hope you're enjoying it, The Real Salties. I'm working on getting the next book in that series ready to go. I just started looking at my schedule for that. I guess I could. I figured, though, like, the reason why I put all of the... Maybe I should make them... They might be a little hard to read. Maybe I should make them a little more prominent. But I try to keep all of the commands up there so that people know what they can do. That was good coffee. I think the main reason I have it as books instead of book is because, there's another command for specifically the new release. Summon Cthulhu, I unfortunately haven't configured that one yet. It is hard to translate that speech into binary. You know, go figure. Blind and I didn't notice this at the top. Pie, no worries. Like I said, I'm looking at it now and I think it might be a little difficult to read. So I will probably go in and change the font color to make it a little bit more readable. You know, I thought it popped more than that, but you know, I'll fix it. Pie, I would never ban you. I would never ban you. You're my friendly little chaos demon. And I appreciate you. More focused on chat cam? That makes sense. It is kind of just thrown up there out of the way, and like I said, it's not really... looking at it now, I don't know that it's very readable. It's probably bigger for you guys than it is for me, but I will definitely take a look at that. I have been, throughout this week, since I've come back to streaming, I have been looking at little things that I can do to improve the channel. LJ Stanton, author, welcome in. We're actually about to wrap up, but welcome, welcome. How's it going? Guacamole Bill, hello. How are you? Welcome in. Admiral Raider, hello, hello. How was your stream? What were you working on, LJ Stanton? We wrote a short story for my blog. I run a D&D campaign off stream for my friends. Thank you, Angel Faye, for 240 words for the dinos for Game of Tomes. Boo to wrapping up. I know, I have to eat lunch, sadly. Kira1202, hello, hello. LJ Stanton, hello. Conquest, hello. Oh no, of course, the raid at the end. Listen, if I told you the number of times that I've raided someone who was about to wrap up, it happens. These things happen. And in my stream for the whole eating food thing, exactly. I would stream much, much longer if I didn't have to eat. Thank you so much for the follow, LJ Stanton and Guacamole Bill. I appreciate. But tell me how your stream was. What were you working on today? We are raiding with someone named Raider. Yes. I as I was saying, I have a homebrew D&D campaign that I put together called Tales of Cryptonia, which takes place in a world of my making. It doesn't happen on stream because unfortunately time zones are a thing and we have a lot of difficulty just finding time to play, let alone time to stream. But I have been using my Friday streams to develop lore for the world. Currently we've been working on developing the pantheon of gods that exist in that world and sort of their interconnected mythology. And, Admiral Raider's been following me for a year and 4 months. Nice! Thank you! So yeah, today we worked on expanding that mythology a little bit more, telling an event about a death of one of the gods from 2 different perspectives. So based on the followers of which deities you speak to, you would get 2 different accounts of these events. And it was super fun. I'll pop it up on screen here so you can see the words took place. Eventually this will go over on my blog, which is at megancutler.net. And once I catch up a little bit on some of the lore and world building, I want to start doing little shorts that capture some of the things that the players have been doing in the campaign. So it's kind of a way for people to keep up on like what's happening in the campaign, even though I don't stream it. So it's been super fun. I really enjoyed this. I'm neck deep in edits for most of my work right now, so it was nice to actually write something for a change. Just means you need to raid someone who's ending as well so we can continue a raid chain. I'm not gonna say that it won't happen. Working on book 2, finished inputting beta feedback in a couple of chapters, so all good things. That's awesome! Sounds super exciting, love world building. Yeah, it's sort of like my chill, relax, fun thing. Not that I don't find other writing work fun, but editing is the hardest part of the process for me, so having something that lets me take a break and just do something for fun that doesn't have a lot of pressure is really nice. J Chili redeemed Octopus Domarin. We will do Octopus Domarin for the end of the stream. Let me fetch my grumpy child here. There he is in all his glory. And here's his little octopus hat. Ooh. He's trying to fall over because he doesn't want to be octopused. Hang on, let me make the words smaller. Can I? There we go. I think that's more the usual size. And zoom out. There we go. Domarin is the main character in the Aravalia Chronicles, one of the projects that I work on regularly on stream. This plushie was made for me by a good friend, Lomi, who also streams. And the octopus was made by also good friend of the stream, It's Woof. Whoops! And I have an octopus hat that I can wear on my head, and Domarin has this octopus that he can wear in his head. And it's adorable. Thank you, Joe, for putting the octopus on Domarin. Gonna have to check that out as I'm beginning that for a D&D campaign, and looks around guiltily needs to flesh out for an actual book I'm working on. Yeah, world building is... Oh, you want the other octopus too. Okay, hang on. Of course, Joe throwing in the chaos at the end of the stream. Alright, we're all... Oh, let me get my headphones on. We're all octopus here, my friends. Oh yeah! This hat, also made by the fabulous It's Woof. Let me get it straight. Oh my goodness, you guys. You guys, there we go. Me in my glasses, as an octopus. Let me curl my tentacles here. I don't even remember what I was talking about before, before all of the octopusing happened, so you guys might have to remind me what I was saying. But yeah, world building can be like this whole rabbit hole. So it's nice. And then for the D&D stuff, I can throw that at my players and see how they react to it. I feel like this is so crooked. There we go. Just gotta make sure my tentacles are properly curled. Do you have to go? Excited to catch one of your other streams. Enjoy lunch. Enjoy your lunch as well. Thank you so much for the raid. And I totally get it. I always have to go shortly after a raid too so that I can get some food. I'm looking forward to catching your raids. Let me just also give you a follow here so that I will catch you when you're online. Joe and Pi are fans of chaos, so of course they get the two of them together and we've got maximum chaos. I want all the things. Joe, I want to give you all the things. You deserve them. I'm proud of you too. Pi should have a place in the pantheon, just saying. It's a possibility, Pi. Honestly, Admiral Raider, I can't believe that I've been streaming for a year. So I feel you. But I appreciate the follow, no matter when it took place. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, just for anyone who is new, who just dropped in, I am Megan Cutler, aka Starborn Striker. I'm not always an octopus, but today, at the moment, I am. I'm a science fiction and fantasy writer. If you hit the command !books, you can get the link to my Amazon store. I'm an indie author. I publish all my own stuff. And I have taken to writing and editing that same stuff here on stream. The primary project that I'm working on right now is called the Aravalia Chronicles. It's a high fantasy epic that takes place in a modern world. So it's like Lord of the Rings, but you can have a Starbucks after. That is going to start publishing next year. It is a 15-book series. I have written 12 of the books. I outlined the last 3 recently, and I'm currently editing book 7, which happens here on stream. I usually stream either at 10 a.m. or at 2:30 p.m. PST 3 times a week. Fridays are sort of our fun days where we do off-project work, like little shorts for my blog or whatever I just feel like doing at the time. I've done a couple of covers on stream, a couple of formatting things. So I try to, cover whatever I need to work on. So mostly productivity, but we do sometimes get sucked down a rabbit hole. Angel Faye, thank you for those 54 words for Game of Tomes. Also, anyone who's looking for Game of Tomes, please do bring out your words because we will be raiding shortly. I want to give Joe some time with the octopus hat and the octopus Dahmer in here, but we are going to head over and raid a good friend of mine so that I can go get some lunch. Let's see. Unlawful good. Chaotic good, more like Pi. Pi, following for 1 year, 5 months, and 1 day. Nice. Joe, how have you been following me for 2 years and 3 months? How? How? Thank you for the stream. Off to bed. Angel Faye, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm so glad you got those words in. I hope to catch one of your streams this weekend. Good luck on reaching affiliate. 7,604 words for Angel Faye for the month. That's awesome. I've been harassing Megan for a long time. I wouldn't call it harassing. I do think Joe was one of those people who was like, when are you going to stream? I'm going to follow you and make that happen for like months before I actually streamed. So that does make sense. I just have been. I must have followed you back when you followed me. Possibly. Man, does that mean I've known you for 2 years? It does not seem like it's been that long. Even though the pandemic was like 3 million years long. It's 1 p.m. for you. I can see that on your PC. Yes, it is 1 p.m. for me. It is lunchtime. Means your 10 a.m. is my 7 p.m. Yes, that sounds about right, Pi. I have not set my schedule for next week, but I do think I'm going to be streaming Monday and Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. I'm mostly doing morning streams right now because for me it's easier to do morning streams when I edit just because of my workload and how it works. So probably for much of April we'll be doing morning streams, but there might be a few Friday afternoon streams. We'll see. Expect me Monday and Tuesday morning. I will update the schedule. I usually update my schedule on Sundays. So if you're ever wondering what my schedule will be for the week because it rotates, just come to the About page and check out the schedule on Sunday afternoon or Monday morning, and it will tell you when I'm planning to be live. I also keep it updated on the Discord, so I give a quick shout out on Discord and Twitter whenever I'm going live. Angel Faye is in Israel, nice, and Pi is in Poland. Still waiting for Ghost to visit me. I will make sure he knows that you are waiting and ready. I met you and Ghost right after Dad, and I met Dad 2 years ago on this past December, so I think I probably met the two of you about 2 years ago as of January. That does make sense. It just feels like it's been not that long, right? Like, I think it's because time just all blends together in my head these days. But I have so much fun hanging out with you guys that I don't know, maybe it just still feels like fresh and new and all that kind of stuff. Also, I can't believe that I've been streaming for over a year. Like, people have year badges for subbing to me, and I'm like, how did this happen? I jokingly said you're welcome to visit or something like that once on stream while he was looking at maps. That sounds right. I mean, I would love to see Poland. I've not been there. So... alright, I would love to stick around and chat more, but I do need to eat. There is potato salad in the kitchen calling my name. Hopefully, Joe, you feel happy with the amount of octopus you've received. If not, give me a shout out the next time you're around and I'll give you some extra octopus. Yes, I have potato salad in the fridge and I'm gonna devour it. With a turkey sandwich. I'm gonna make myself a turkey sandwich and I'm gonna eat that and some potatoes. Listen, Joe, I know. And as long as you are happy that chaos was created, I am also happy. We are today, usually I raid other writers, but we are today going to raid a friend of the channel who is doing art because, you know, writing art, it's adjacent, it's all the same thing. We are going to raid the fabulous It's Mumbles. Pi, I will refund you for that because we are that's your eating in the hat? If that's what you want, I will continue to wear the hat off stream while I eat lunch. I can do that for you, Pi. There will be no proof, but I can do that. 15k channel points. I will eat the potato salad and the octopus hat. We're gonna raid the fabulous It's Mumbles. I don't know how I guess I can try to take a picture. You guys! We're gonna raid Mumbles. Mumbles is the one who did all of my channel emotes. So the cute Dahmerin that you see on the BRB screen, the cute me that's in the avatar, the cute me that's on the intro splash screen, all of that stuff. All of my emotes were done by the fabulous It's Mumbles. It looks like she's doing a long stream today. Currently, she's doing art, I believe, with the lovely Infinite Dog, another friend of the channel. So we're gonna raid her. She's super chill. Her art is amazing. Please check her out. Can only redeem it 10 more times. You'll just have to lurk some more, Pi, and then you'll get all the points for chaos. Let me get that raid started, because we got chaos in this chat, and it's just gonna keep flowing if I don't start that raid timer. If you have my emotes, feel free to use them for the raid. Otherwise, feel free to use whatever emotes make you happy because it's all about dropping love here. That's what matters. We're going to send some love to Mumbles. I will be back next week with more edits. I'm probably only doing 2 streams next week because I'm going to have some health stuff to deal with. And we've got a whole scheduling thing going on in the Cutler household that I can't even talk about. So probably only 2 streams at the beginning of the week next week. But I look forward to seeing you. I hope you all have a fabulous Easter for anyone who celebrates and a fabulous weekend for anyone who doesn't. Thank you, Pi, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Joe, thank you for that last minute chaos. Thank you for the stream playlist. I love it. I think I'm going to keep using it in the future. And thank you to everyone who hung out. Angel Faye, Rune Wolf, Neo, Thank you to LJ Stanton for the raid. Really appreciate it. Take care, my friends. I love you. You're awesome. And I'll see you again soon.